Already a cure for cancer. They just don't want to tell us because then we won't spend money on the cures, and that's how all the pharma companies make money. And these comments are right. There is a cure for cancer. My stage 2 breast cancer is curable. The stage 1 cancer and the stage 0 breast cancers my sister has is curable. There are cancers that are curable, and that is because of surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapies, and all sorts of other medication therapies that cure cancer, get rid of cancer, destroys cancer, so removes cancer. So yes, there are lots of cures for cancers that are already out. The United States healthcare system is a for-profit system, so absolutely, of course, it is a money grab. Funding that comes from the NIH, that comes from pharmaceutical companies are developing drugs and paying for research, influenced by investors, are influenced by research that can produce a viable drug that can be marketed. If you're a researcher working in a rare disease space, I'd love to hear your opinion. I have 10 years of experience in liver cancer research, worked with federal grants, foundation grants, and pharmaceutical companies. Funding is always going to go to a researcher who has a track record at developing cures and solutions and things that can be marketable. That unfortunately does affect other researchers who may have breakthrough research, but they have less of a voice. Which significantly cut NIH funding. People think about NIH funding going to these institutions like medical schools, like Harvard. Funding goes to the researchers in these schools. Funding goes to the researcher, and a portion does go to the institution like Harvard for overhead. But what you're cutting when you cut funding, you're cutting funding to researchers who have cures for cancers, childhood diseases, heart conditions, Alzheimer's, all the diseases that impact our lives and our healthy outcome are affected when funding is cut. It's not the pharma company or the healthcare system that are out to hide cures. Cures lead to profits because people need cure. You need a drug to survive or to save your life. You are going to use it. So why would anyone hide a cure? The issue is that the funding sources for development of these cures, development of medical breakthroughs are limited. It's ultimately bad for our society. That leads to less cures. If you support whole health and wellness and finding cures and distributing them to the world, you should support scientific funding. Don't worry, because the US won't have the money to research and develop and find new cures. Other countries in the world will still do that. Hopefully, we'll still have access to those cures when they come to market.